Hi everyone, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. What are we going to make today,
We're
Georgie?
going to make a cheesy vegetable casserole dish for you today.
Hear that word? Cheesy.
Cheesy.
And what's the main ingredient?
Well, I'll tell you what, there is no dairy whatsoever.
Yay.
The main ingredient is raw almonds, which we get here in town at Trader Joe's for a pretty good price. So that is our base for the cheesy sauce.
So this is a great recipe because it's got tons of veggies in them, any kind of veggies you want. We took a bunch of our favorites, which Georgie will be showing you in a few minutes. But first, I just want to share some great knowledge with you because I love to be a teacher, right?
Yeah.
I've been just what I feel like. I'm an educator. So, dairy. There's so many things that dairy causes problems with. And that's, again, why we're happy we have this cheese sauce. So let me read from Dr. Michael Greger's How Not to Die, just a few of the issues with dairy and why we're glad that we have these new alternatives to give us that taste. Yeah, it might not be exactly the same, but believe me, you'll grow into it, especially if you give yourself that 1 month of being completely off of dairy and letting your taste buds and your mind rewire itself to your new way of eating. So again, let me just share a few things with you about dairy, and you can share this with everybody you know who's saying to you, you're not eating dairy. How can that be? Don't you need dairy? So Dr. Greger says, whoops, all right, let me try to fix that.
This book has been very informative.
Yes, here's my homemade bookmark from Georgie. Okay. This is actually in his chapter on prostate cancer, but it applies to more than that. So, first thing you need to know is this, that all foods of animal origin contain sex steroid hormones, such as estrogen. But today's genetically improved dairy cows are milked throughout their pregnancies when their reproductive hormones are particularly high.
Twice a day.
These hormones, naturally found even in organic cow's milk, may play a role in the various associations identified between milk and other dairy products and hormone-related conditions, including acne, diminished male reproductive potential, and premature puberty. So what Dr. Greger is trying to let you understand is that these sex steroids, which are in all animals, it doesn't matter if the milk you're getting is from a grass-fed cow or not, it's still just part of their own physiology that they have these. And these things cause havoc for our bodies. So he says, when it comes to cancer, the greatest concern may have to do with growth hormones, which is another thing. Mother Nature designed cow's milk to put a few 100 pounds on a baby calf within a few months. A lifetime of human exposure to these growth factors, which is what makes that little baby cow grow fast, may explain the connections found between dairy and certain cancers. Leading Harvard University nutrition experts have expressed concern that the hormones in dairy products and other growth factors could stimulate the growth of hormone-sensitive tumors. And so prostate cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer, researchers are thinking that there's links to those growth hormones in the dairy that's helping to promote those cancers in humans. So now here's the other issue about dairy. You may be wondering, Dr. Greger writes, if you don't drink milk, what will happen to your bones? Doesn't milk help prevent osteoporosis? Well, it turns out that the promised benefit may be just another empty marketing ploy. A meta-analysis of cow's milk intake and hip fracture studies show no significant protection. Now, a meta-analysis means that the researchers are looking at all these different studies about dairy. Not just one study, they're looking at many of them to see what's been replicated. And in all those studies they've looked at, Dr. Greger finds that there's no significant benefit to drinking milk for your hip fractures.
Milk doesn't do a ball.
And he says, one recent set of studies involving 100,000 men and women followed up for up to 2 decades even suggested milk may increase bone and hip fracture rates. Okay, so now I'm a small woman, 64 years old. This is my life. I've got these issues. So believe me, I am not eating dairy. I am getting my calcium from all my plants, and I make sure I do weight-bearing exercises to protect myself. There's one other thing I want to share with you about what he says. Researchers have also investigated the connection between milk intake and mortality, as well as the fracture risk in large populations of milk drinkers. In addition to significantly more bone and hip fractures, researchers found higher rates of premature death, more heart disease, and significantly more cancer for each daily glass of milk women drank. 3 glasses a day was associated with nearly twice the risk of dying early. Men with higher milk consumption also had a higher rate of death, but they didn't have the higher fracture rates. So, there you go. Do your very best, get rid of the dairy. We hope that you'll find this recipe with almonds making a nice kind of cheesy flavor. We hope that it will start to help you get rid of that cheese addiction if you're still eating that. Okay? So I think we're ready to go make this great recipe, and then we'll see you back at the end when we taste it.
Let's get to cooking.
All right.
Okay, everyone, let's get started on this dish. I'm going to tell you the ingredients first. We're going to have spinach, sliced mushrooms, sliced kale, asparagus, sweet potatoes, carrots, cauliflower, broccoli. For the sauce, what I'm going to be putting in the sauce is going to be raw almonds, salt, pepper, garlic powder, onion powder, tahini, miso, vegetable broth, and some soy milk. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce, and we're going to come back and I'll put this dish together and show you how to cut up my vegetables and everything. And we use a Vitamix. You don't really need a Vitamix for this. A regular blender should take it and cut it up pretty well. It's just going to take a little bit longer to blend it. I've taken my seasonings and put them all in here already. And the recipe will be at the end here when we get done. My tahini, I'm going to be 1 tablespoon of tahini. It's a soybean base.
You mean sesame seed?
Sesame seed, I'm sorry. That, yes. 1 teaspoon or 1 tablespoon of yellow miso.
And that's from soybeans.
Organic mild medium. Okay, I got that. My vegetable broth. 2 cups. By the way, we're using Trader Joe's. 1, 2, half a cup of milk. Soy milk, half a cup. Half a cup of raw almonds.
Did you soak those in advance,
Nope.
Georgie? Do people need to do that if they don't have a Vitamix?
Yes and no. The almonds will chop up a lot faster than the other.
Then when we do cashews?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's good to know.
That's everything I got in here.
All right.
It's going to be a little noisy for a second. You can hear some of the nuts are still inside there. That's why I slowed it down.
pause a second.
Okay. Okay, everyone, I blended it probably a minute, minute and a half. What you want to look for is just a smooth consistency.
Okay, wow, that looks really cheesy.
When you slow down your blender, you can listen to your blender and tell whether there's still almonds to be cut up or not. On high, you can't tell, but if you slow it down, they'll start falling. So let's go ahead and get set up. We'll come back in a second, get set up, and we'll throw this all together.
Okay, Georgie.
Okay. Okay, everyone, let's get cutting up the rest of these vegetables I got here. First thing I'm gonna do is the rest of the kale. Just take this rib out of the center. A little tough. And I just roll it up. They say massage your kale. I just roll it up and I slice it in like ribbons. Then cut that. That's gonna be our kale.
Alrighty. So it'll just get interspersed with all the other veggies.
My asparagus, what I've done is I've steamed it all for 2.5 minutes to get it cooked, because it takes a little bit longer. With the asparagus, I'm just going to cut like 1-inch pieces. There's the asparagus. The broccoli, going to have little bite-sized pieces. I've got 2 cups of broccoli here. What I do is I just cut these little florets off the stem. Pull them apart. Very simple. Just want bite-sized pieces. Same thing with the cauliflower. Cut the big stems off. And they all fall apart.
Bite-sized pieces.
Yep. Okay. Next I got the carrot. All I'm going to do is quarter-sized pieces. I'll show you a little trick here. I don't know if your kids are into Pac-Man or anything, but if you take and slice a V down your carrot, see if this works or not. Everyone's into Pokemon and everything. Well, I have little Pac-Man carrots. I thought you'd get a kick out of it. About 1/4 inch thick, little Pac-Mans.
Even our food can be Pokemon, huh? Alright.
Okay, sweet potato, we got these at Trader Joe's. They were all small, so I've got 4 small ones about that size, each equals about 2 cups. Same thing, quarter size slices, 1/4 inch thick.
And they're organic, so we're leaving the skin on.
Leaving the skin on.
Good. Good nutrients in the skin.
Okay.
You know what I love about this, Georgie? We've got a cornucopia of veggies.
Yes, we do.
Many different kinds, colors. Well, there is a lot of green, but all those green veggies are so good for us.
Okay, let's get this thrown together. I got a 9x13 glass pan, Pyrex. First thing I'm going to do is put my kale down on the bottom. It will shrivel up into nothing. Just like a layer. Everything's going to be layered. Go with some sweet potatoes. You can mix it up whatever way you want to put it in here. You don't want to have them sitting on top of each other because you want them to cook evenly.
Look at all that goodness.
Okay, some asparagus. Spread it around. More cauliflower.
I love roasted cauliflower. That's gonna taste so good.
Broccoli.
All right.
Mix it around so you get all the same. Carrots. I've got the oven preheating at 400 degrees. So we'll be cooking it on. Mushrooms on top.
And of course, you know, Georgie, you know, our folks watching this, you know, there may be one vegetable they don't like. Well, you can leave that out and substitute another.
Now we've just taken a bunch of vegetables and thrown this dish together to make something new here. Hopefully it turns out delicious for everybody. We made it before, not with all these vegetables, and it was great.
Right, so now we're just upping it.
Now I'm going to pour the sauce. You're going to use it all right over the top.
See how that looks. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? And that doesn't even have any nutritional yeast in it.
Nope. Let's pour the spinach on top here.
You know, we were talking about whether we should add nutritional yeast to this.
Give it more cheese flavor.
Uh-huh.
Okay, let's pour the
Maybe
rest
we
of this.
should put some nutritional yeast on like half of it and try it out.
We'll sprinkle it on top.
Because we didn't use it the last time we made it, but it might be a nice addition. And it's another source of B12 and the nutritional yeast.
Sprinkle of paprika on top for color. How's that?
Wow. Let me pause for just a second before we put the nutritional yeast on.
Okay. Okay, I've already put it all together. We're going to go ahead and put nutritional yeast on half of it.
We're only doing half because we're actually just trying this. We want to see ourselves if we like it with it or we like it better without it. So we're doing a taste test right now.
Okay, I put about 3 tablespoons there. Okay, now I'm
Let
going
me
to put
just see what that looks like before we throw it in the oven. Wow. Now, Georgie, how is somebody going to know when all those veggies are done?
Okay, we're going to cook it for 30 minutes. Pull it out. Check your sweet potatoes to see if they're cooked thoroughly or not. If they're not cooked thoroughly, go ahead and put it in for another 10 to 20 minutes. You just check your vegetables as you go.
Okay.
Okay, I'm going to put it in the oven at 400 degrees. We're going to start off at 30 minutes first, okay?
All right.
Here we go. Okay, we'll be back.
All right.
Okay, I just took it out of the oven. It's been cooking 30 minutes. As you can see, the potatoes aren't quite cooked thoroughly. The ones that are top out of the moisture. So I'm going to go ahead and cover it up. Put it back in the oven for 10 more minutes. And those potatoes should soften up pretty well. So we'll be back in 10 minutes and serve this up. Okay, here's my cheesy vegetable casserole.
That looks good.
This is the side with the nutritional yeast. This is the side with the plain. I cooked it for an additional 10 minutes, will be a total of 40. The last 10 minutes, I covered it with aluminum foils so the moisture would cook the top potatoes that are on there. I'm going to get a piece on each side. Nutritional yeast. Let me give it a test here.
Not too hot. I don't want you to burn your mouth.
This is without the nutritional yeast. Nice and cheesy.
Let me just,
Unbelievable.
it is unbelievable, isn't it? Let me just show that close-up of that.
With sweet potato and broccoli.
Wow.
The nutritional yeast is a plus.
It is, huh?
Yeah.
Woohoo! That was Denise's suggestion.
All right, that's a plus. Okay, well let's go ahead and serve some of this up and we'll be back in a second.
All right.
Okay?
Well, we just filled our tummies. I cannot believe how good it is. That cheesy sauce made out of almonds and all those spices is so good. So you guys make the recipe, just put in whatever veggies you enjoy. I think you're gonna really love it. I think it'd be a great recipe like to take to a potluck or something.
Sure.
Yeah, I
Big
mean,
casserole dish like that.
easy. And you know, I wonder if like you even use frozen vegetables if you wanted to make it easier.
Yeah.
Buy those big bags from Costco, like
Yeah,
lots
just make
of
your
them.
cheesy sauce.
Yeah.
That cheesy sauce will go on macaronis, anything.
Yeah.
Spaghetti. Oh.
Anyway, so ditch the dairy, go with the substitutes. Until next time, everyone. Oh, I just want to tell you, I just want to remind you that our recipes, besides being on the end of our video, which is a little bit wobbly because I don't have a tripod, but they are on the Facebook site. They will always be in a separate post right before or after when we do the videos. And if you're on the YouTube site, it will be on the page in the comment section, the recipe. So it's an easier way for you to look at the recipe without just going to the end of the video. Of course, you could always pause it, right? And get away from the wobbliness. Till next time, I'm Denise.
And I'm Georgie.
And we're the Happy Vegan Couple. Go plant-based. Till next time.
Okay.
Bye.
Love you.